What's up, Dapper Squad? It's your boy Darius back at it again with Jujutsu Kaisen. We are on season 3, episode 8. I am super excited, especially after that week break. I've been itching for some JJK. Now remember, if you guys want this episode with no filter, with the high audio, we got the other shows like One Piece, we got Bleach, we got movies. Check out that Patreon, the links are down below. Make sure to come over to the Twitch as well to watch these live and early with us, twitch.tv/DapperDarius. I appreciate you spending your time with me. I'm not going to waste any more of it. Jujutsu Kaisen, season 3, episode 8. Let's do it. In Japan, 99.9, what did that just say? Is that like actual fact or is that just his fact? I see the guy in the bathtub. I see this guy. This looks like to be someone in... Is this a lawyer we're following? I like the way they visualize this. I recognize this voice actor. That's very dark and horrific. I love the way, again, this is shot with these like street mirrors. I mean, that's pretty big evidence, you know? The flagrant. I mean, it's JJK, so I'll never say denied all culpability. You just that's yeah, I agree. That's a bit hard to believe. But still, it's JJK, so you never know what sort of curse or whatever could have done that. Interesting. That there's a lot of depth, especially when it comes to the nuances of the Japanese political and police custody system versus America. There's a lot of depth there. But do I recognize this guy's voice actor? And I'm gonna guess, I'm literally just going on a whim, that this is Higuruma, the guy other than Kashimo that we're supposed to be following. I'm assuming I assumed he was a lawyer off rip, but now like this doesn't give like a lawyer's office. I picked it up as a little crazy. Yeah, I would never pick up a bloody kitchen knife in my life. Later is crazy. I know, it sounds bad. Is this Gin's voice actor? Sounds like Sakamoto, kind of. That does give someone who is like... And he didn't even get paid? It was primarily volunteer? Oh. Oh, wow. Oh. What's going on, Crunchyroll? What's going on? Alright, if you guys see any cuts there, sorry. Crunchyroll decided to shit itself for some reason. Interesting. That makes sense with his unique living situation where he lived and his background, you know. It does sound kind of shady. Yeah, you can't call an ambulance or the police. Maybe he is actually innocent. I like how in-depth he's looking to the circumstantial evidence and the surrounding variables, you know. Tax filing makes sense. Background checks all the residents makes sense. Yeah. Except, you know, doing the right thing, which normally people don't take into account. Why did you go and accept it? So they are lawyers. Investigative lawyers, at the very least. I like that. I like that. I like this guy a lot so far. It is Higuruma. Okay. Independent lawyer isn't in it for the money. He gives me like Matt Murdock vibes. I love this music. I love the vibe. Okay, so she who's working with Higuruma knows an old colleague or at least a friend of him. He actually used to be worse. Is crazy. He used to work at a firm. Oh, wow. So he left to go independent. Oh, wow. I love this little cafe vibe. Okay, see, this is one of those things where this is why, like, I wish I knew Japanese and or I could do multitask, because I would love to focus on the foreground, just these characters running, because you know Mappa adds so much attention to details that you know there's actually, like, intricate people doing actual intricate daily stuff. I could pay attention to the food they're eating in this amazing cafe setting. I could pay attention to the actual conversation they're having and the context and how it surrounds the Higuruma. There's so much going on that I just want to watch this episode 7 times already. That's not good. Damn. If they align their... See, this is why I wish I paid... Oh, that was a flashback of when that happened. That was well done. Wow. Wow. He takes on really hard cases all the time. Because he tries to actually go for the right thing to do. There's a limit to what lawyers like us can do. Yeah. When your clients resent you again, I love what's going on in the foreground. Yep. They are. I actually really like him so far in his mentality. That's fair. What does it do to you? Bet you not a lot of people ask that, huh? Brother, there's so much going on. This episode is so cinematic. If there's any outside context, I like how she was handing him the umbrella. He just doesn't want to. He's that kind of guy, you know. He's willing to take the reign. If there's any outside context you guys give me into the job, into him being a lawyer, into him, I'd love it. This isn't our guy though, I don't think, because he doesn't look the same. Maybe he shaved his hair, or it is. Not yet. Of course. The public are, you know, all. Because public opinion is a lot more important than real. Oh, and he's known as the lawyer for that trial. You know, people would obviously not like. Why would you let? Okay, that definitely is huge in terms of frame and innocent. Yeah, fair. Wow, he actually was able to get him off. Wow. It's nice to get some appreciation and gratitude, you know? Like he said, they'll appeal. I worked hard. Yeah. For how, when Higuruma says they're at the end of the rope, mentally and financially, I can't imagine how it would feel to actually be innocent and then people not to believe you, like everyone. Why would they do that just so unceremonious like that? That just broke me right there. I was like so empathetic and feeling towards my man, and then second trial, guilty, life verdict. Now, they don't need to go into details because it technically doesn't matter, for this is purely just building Higuruma as a character, which I love how much in depth they're going to for him as a character. I can tell he's going to be a pivotal character. I'm really looking forward to that. But wow, I wonder what happened in the second trial to make, you know, the jury try, you know, give him a different verdict. That's what happened during the second trial. They actually are going to tell us. What? Yeah. Is this where he feels like the system's actually turned against him and he can't go by the rules, or what? Is this the birth of Higuruma the villain? Is he looking at him the same way everyone looks at him? But what about your mental state? Wow. I mean, he's even saying, I'm not trying to be idealistic. I genuinely am trying to get his motivations as to why he does take on these seemingly impossible tasks, which, man, I love JJK for this. I could have a whole hour-long nuanced discussion about politics and getting into being a lawyer in the first place, and do you do it for the right thing? Do you do it to adhere to the system? Does the system need to change? There's a lot that goes into that, because like he is saying, it is so flawed, and that was a guilty verdict waiting to happen. And it's just so crazy how nothing actually changed. He just friendly recognized the prosecutor's absurd claim that why would you have suspect, like, it's actually bullshit. But wow, for a side character we technically haven't even met yet, besides getting this flashback for them to just, now I have a flood of different emotions, motivations, perspectives, and thoughts on JJK. Bravo. I feel that. What are we transitioning to right now? Ooh, lines for sight. I kind of like that. That's a bar. I like the way he worded that. Again, he's not idealistic, but it makes sense from just a good-hearted person. I don't want to. I can't. He's dropping bars left, right, and center. What did he say? The goddess of justice blinds her eyes so she can keep, fair and righteousness throughout all as like an equilibrium. And then other people turn their eyes to avoid and avert everything they see to protect themselves. Whereas I just don't want to be that kind of person. I at least want to keep my eyes open. I can't avert all the hands that are, oh, wow, this man's dropping bars. Is he snapping? Are we seeing a Higuruma crash out? Oh, he's the judge now. Judge, jury, and executioner looking at us. Oh, he really is. Oh. I love the way they do that. Oh my god. Which one of them is lying? Which one of them is lying? Oh, that was great. Now we're back in the present day. That was so well done of a flashback. JJK, I must applaud you guys. So well done. When is that girl? Oh, so Itadori's girl, Yuji's girl's lying. Fuck. No, Megumi's girl's lying. So Yuji's actually gonna go to Higuruma and Megumi's gonna fight Homeboy. Oh, we get to see even a flashback for Schoolboy. Wow. Is this how he knows of Yuji? Yuji protected this West Middle. What do they call him? The tiger from West Middle? Oh, this gives me so much Ichigo vibes. If there's one thing Ichigo was not afraid to do, it was to beat up high schoolers to protect someone. Let's go, Yuji. Do your thing. Tiger from West Middle. So clean. This was before anything, too. Any powers. This was him just raw hands. This is just raw hands. As he catches it. You want some, too? Oh, no. Yeah, I like how they give us the introduction to every Colin game player. And it makes much more sense why he knows of Itadori. Theater. That's a cool looking. I know JJK takes place obviously in Japan and like it's based on like I wonder if that theater looks like that in real life. It looks real cool. He's just heard of him. He hasn't even met him. Helicopter boy. That wasn't crazy. Yeah, I beat him too. All right. I love Yuji's happy-go-lucky mentality. He's nervous to say it. What does he want to say? Yep. Reggie. Not who I was expecting him to look like with his outfit on. I knew she was playing Megumi. Sadly, you're going to have to kill her too. Okay, that's fine. I give Megumi the green light. No hesitation with the demon dog totality? That is true. When it comes to his sister, he don't play about that wasting time shit. Fair. Get on your business, my king. My man Higuruma is in a bath in the middle. This is where we started. Okay, it's all coming full circle now. Yeah, why are you in a bath in the middle of the theater with your suit on? Can't say that I have. Maybe I'll have to try it sometime. Thank you, Higuruma. You guys got to tell me his voice actor. I definitely recognize it. Okay, that's a fair nostalgia kind of thing. Fair way to live life, especially in these weird times. Midlife crisis. In the flesh. Such a weird introduction to what I feel like is going to be such a cool character. 5,000 yen every half hour? 10,000 an hour is crazy. Ah. He is out of it. He is off the rails, Yuji. Yeah, no, he's a modern day. Yeah. That is actually true. He's not like Kashimo in that aspect. I wonder what Reggie is. Oh, he knows about Shikigami. Mm-hmm. I love this panning shot. A lot. Still on the single shot, just panning across them. Is it going to end on Reggie or Megami? Yep, Megami. Oh, yeah. Reggie knows a lot. Our face gave it away. So he is, that was what I was wondering. He's reincarnated. We got a modern with Higuruma and a reincarnated with Reggie. Oh. Yeah, in case you were interested in keeping it going, we don't mean end it. We just don't want to be forced to kill people. Are you cool with that? Or... Okay. Okay, I respect the honesty, but can we converse and negotiate? If one system doesn't work, why not try another? I get his mentality fully after that flashback. Oh, wow. He's assuming as well. Wow. Some fair observations. Oh, wow. A lot. Wow. That is true. Why would he call out people if he just wanted a culmination of cursed energy, you know? And he comes at it from a completely different perspective, being a lawyer and the whole judgment, you know? Wow. That makes a lot of sense. Ooh. Yeah, he, especially being a modern sorcerer, I don't think knows that it just ties to directly your brain, whether that means shutting it down, tearing off a piece of your cerebral lobe that carries the, whatever that may be. I love the different perspectives from Reggie. He's impressing me with his level of observation and analysis, but Higuruma is already going to be one of my favorite characters who might be an op, because sometimes I love the op, so we'll see. I'm really enjoying this. He's very interested in Rule 2 and 8. Yeah, there's a lot of things that even us who has a lot of info, like, we don't fully know unless we are Kenjaku, you know? No more negotiation. Oh, we're about to get down to business. I love you can see his power coming out of the water. What do you call that? A judgment hammer? The lighting is incredible. Is it a Shikigami? That would actually make a lot of sense. Wasn't Junpei's a Shikigami as well? The jellyfish? Yeah, Yuji's being analytical. Can't be too rash with this. We have to be smart. There's no way we're starting the fight off with a domain expansion. Oh, this is incredible. Don't end the episode here. I will lose my mind. For the real plan. Okay, Reggie, if you want to give me some lore, I'd love it. And this is all just assuming from him. What does that mean? Physically drop a bomb or metaphorical? I'm assuming he physically dropped a bomb. Okay. What is this? United Nations of bomb drops? Where's Kenjaku currently at? Please have a seat. Oh, it's the 5 elders from One Piece. Oh, it's the government. Oh, shit. I love how we only hear the bomb, which is supposed to be... All right, so I had to look it up. I'm glad I was right for one. Maybe I have heard his voice before, and you guys had already told me, and I'm just being dumb, but I'm glad it is Sakamoto, Gentoki. Great voice for Higuruma. I am very much enjoying his character so far. Like I said, any outside perspective you guys can give me onto him and how he differs from Reggie, already from a physical player's perspective, he's a modern sorcerer who we saw what he was going through with the cases, and then Reggie, who's I assume a reincarnated, knowing about Kenjaku at the very least. He has a lot of current information, and I'm not gonna lie, it impressed me a lot with his observations. And I like how, even though some of the rules kind of don't intermix and kind of object each other, like how Megumi and Yuji were like, yeah, you're kind of right, it doesn't make sense. Like, I like how we still go assuming Tengen told us the truth and at least was accurate in what Tengen said. So it's a lot of mystery still going on, and the only person who fully knows is Kenjaku. And I'm very curious what sort of fucking Five Elders Summit Mary Hua meeting was going on at the end there with Kenjaku and those what seemed to be humans. So like, is he trying to make some sort of utopia? I have no idea. But wow, I just cannot stop thinking about that flashback with Higuruma and how he's a guy, a lawyer who doesn't earn a lot of money because he takes these public cases that are almost impossible where he's trying to do the right thing. I loved his justification for that and his reasons for that. And I love how they even set up his snap. Like, he's like, I don't blame the people for lashing out at me for these losses when it's not, it's impossible essentially to go against the system and the powers and the whatever that may be, whatever that entails, the scheming, you know, the government, the system. So he doesn't blame them for lashing out because, like he said, they're at the ends of their rope financially, mentally, physically. So of course they're gonna lash out at me, even though I didn't say I was gonna get them innocent. I said I was gonna get them whatever. But they're right. What does that do to his mental? And I like how at the end when he does snap, and don't get me wrong, there's probably some people who shouldn't have died that he has killed, now that we know that him and Kashimo have culled a total of 60 players. So we know Kashimo, him being at 200 points, had to have done what, 40? So we're saying at least, dang, Higuruma killed 20 dudes, 25 at 100 points, makes sense. And he's just assuming, like, maybe that was also an assumption, maybe he went crazy on some curses, but with the instant going into the domain expansion against Yuji, I have to assume he's murked some people. Which, for him to have a domain expansion and have such in-depth knowledge of his Shikigami and his cursed energy so far, like, he just got his powers. That's so crazy. Oh, there's so much going on. But yeah, no, what I was saying earlier, I love how when he snapped on the system itself. Like, he was just like, everyone stay in here, we're having a retrial. I don't, like, it's so crazy. There's a lot of depth that goes into this. And that's just purely on the storytelling and the narrative writing. Let's not even to mention the cinematicness between when he was in the theater with Yuji, and the lighting and the shots with the rules in the background with his mentality, not to mention the reflections of the street and the panning one shots with Megumi on the street with the girl, not to mention during the flashback. Like, there's so much thought that goes into this from a visual storytelling perspective, and obviously the writing, that is just like, that's why I enjoy shows like this, because, and this is why, again, not to relate it back to Bleach, you know, I consider JJK the culmination, the modern day culmination of Bleach and Hunter x Hunter, but like, that's one of the things I love about Bleach. If you want to turn your brain off and see big sword go boom and flashy colors, you can do that and you can enjoy that. That's amazing. Great for you. If you want to go beyond the surface level and add some nuance to some of these characters, it's not like that's lacking. That's completely there. You can just choose to absorb it or not. That's what I love about certain things like this, where there's a lot more subtleties, you know? You dig a little deeper, but once you dig, you feel like you found that gold, you know what I'm saying? Overall, great episode. God, am I excited. I know I've said this like every episode for this whole season, but God, am I excited for next week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like always, don't forget to, I'm literally, I'm trying to go into my outro and like actually do video, like content creating stuff, and I'm just thinking about the episode. I'm like, damn, look at the fucking culling games, we got the fucking domain expansion, Kenjaku. Like, there's literally so much in my brain going on right now that I wish I could look stuff up and not get spoiled. Like, damn, I'm so like, I just want to dive into some stuff. But for real, like always, don't forget to drink some water, tell someone you like them, tell someone you love them. Make good choice. I'm literally out of it. Make good choices, Dapper Squad. I'll catch you guys next week for some more JJK. Have a good day, gang. Peace out.